All right, so I just got a quick video for you on this this thing. It's called the Zippo Typhoon Matches. Comes in this container, which is much larger than what I thought I was getting when I ordered it. That thing sits, let's say that big, and this is the Yuko one that you normally expect to get. So, or that most of us have. So this little container is like barely up to the lid. The matches are substantially different too. So you've got this. This is the little Yuko match, which has a stem, or the whatever you call it, the match part, the wooden part, is about the size of a regular kitchen match, probably. This is the big Typhoon Matches. Thing is just humongous in comparison. And there is just a ton more of this stuff. They say they burn for 30 seconds. I'm going to try that. These, I don't think they burn for more than like 5 or 10 seconds, which is why I'm not a match person. These things just kind of flare up and that's it. And it's not that they don't work. They work well. But I think they give people a false sense of, just all you do is you throw these in your bag and you'll have no problem starting a fire. And what really happens is you gather up some subpar tinder because you're freaking out, and you throw one of those things in there, or the stick breaks. I've broken multiples of those sticks, and then all of a sudden you're in a real shit show because you thought those things would work and you never tested them and never played with them, and they get really like, they've let me down a lot to where I don't depend on them for sure. They're definitely something I'll throw in, but I'm using birch bark and really good stuff because they definitely do make a flame source, which is better than a ferro rod just throwing sparks in that sense. They're immediate flame. These, I tried the one or two of the big new ones, the Typhoon ones, and what I had is weird. I'm going to see if it happens again. I didn't do the other one on video. I just was monkeying with them when I first got them. But this yellow stuff, is the spark stuff. And you've got a sparker, so instead of this exposed one that can get wet, and I have one in the plastic, inside that's protected. But this one, so they did a good thing. They put this under a rubber sealed cover, and that's where the sparker's at. But you can see how many times I sparked that already. And there's a spare one or two or something. I don't know how many is up there. I didn't look. But there's spare one or two up there, and they're just stuck on. But you can see I've got, 10 strikes or whatever that I've tried on there. And it just kept, every time I sparked, it went poof, and it started. It's like that match noise where it's gonna flare, except it doesn't. And it was like cranking a car over and over, that had no fuel almost. It was just like, it would make that snap noise, that pop, that match strike pop noise that everyone probably knows. It would make that pop noise, and it would never actually take off. And it would never, do the actual rest of the burn. You'd get like snap, 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 snap over and over. And I don't know if it was just that I was sparking it wrong. It's probably on me. I'm not a match fan anyway, so I don't use them a ton. I may not have been going fast enough or whatever, so I'm going to monkey with that. Anyway, I'm going to make some just some feather sticks out of this. These are those boards that I get out of the pallets from work. So I'm going to just make some feather sticks, just make a pile of feather sticks in here out of one, and then I'm going to throw in like one of the Yuko, like do the Yuko one, and see if it's enough to get those started. And then I'm going to throw in this one on a second set of feather sticks and see what happens. The burn time's got to be drastically longer. I've had these where you throw it in there and you think it flares up for 5 seconds or whatever it is, and then just goes out, and it's not enough to get stuff going. So, which is like the real problem I have with these is, like I said, people just think they can throw this in their bag and they're good. Nothing happens. They fall in the river you know, they're wet, they just, whoop, they've got these, they're good to go. And you're going to be super, super screwed if that's your thought process. So, which is why also I've got in here, you know, several Tinder Quicks. Like there's usually a piece of cotton in the lid. I just put a couple Tinder Quicks up there to keep the matches from rattling. I've pulled several of the matches out of here, but I've got a crap load more Tinder Quicks jammed down the side. And then I've got multiples of the matches over here, and then a small piece of fat wood. So I can shave, that's a good piece of fat wood. I can shave a good bit of shavings off of that. And then I've already got these, like, you know, 8 Tinder Quicks or whatever. So, because 2 or 3 of those Tinder Quicks and that match, you know, would go a long, long way, rather than what that match will do. Because that match will give you flame. And then in my Exotac version of this, I've got an actual mini Bic jammed in there, which I could probably fit in here. I'd have to mess with it. So I've got a mini Bic in there, I think a piece of fat wood, and like 3 or 4 of these matches. I don't have, like, the matches are not the primary thing in the Exotac one. It's the lighter and the fat wood and some Tinder Quicks, and then a couple of those matches as a, you know, like the lighter doesn't work, something like that. So they, you know, that's the way I use those matches. I don't depend on them, and they're not the primary, you know, the primary setup. They're not going to be the primary setup in this either. It's going to be, you know, some Tinder Quicks, some of the matches, probably a full-size Bic if it'll fit in there. I think it might, because that thing's huge. I haven't tried it yet. So I'll probably revisit that and do a, you know, see if I can get a full-size Bic down in there. So anyway, I'm going to pause you guys and make some shavings. Come back, test the Yuko match, test the Zippo match, and see, you know, kind of how they differ. All right, that should be good. I'm going to probably fast forward that footage. That's just a little pile of feathers. So the reason I was chopping and monkeying around, I know it looks stupid. What I was trying to do is get some of the bow out of this board. So as I got down here, you know, when you make feathers, you start to, you know, kind of bow it out. I was trying to get some of the bottom to come out so I can make longer feathers again when I do the second set. I'll probably just come around and do the back side or something, but either way, hands are freezing because I'm kneeling on my gloves, which is fine. I like to do stuff with cold hands because, you know, it kind of makes it a bit more like if you had to do it with cold hands. So makes you a little more prepared for dealing with stuff in cold hands. I was going to pause this footage. I'm just going to go right into doing this. I'm going to do the Yuko match to start with. And I'll just do the, let's see, let's set that over there. I don't care. I was going to try and put it in the picture, but I don't really care that much. So, all right, so I'm going to do this one. I always hold these up pretty high now because I've broken these sticks before. I don't know that you'd want to hold it back here because you're probably going to break it. I know you could probably do something I don't do, like you probably push on it or something. I don't know. I just hold it back here and it seems to work. So, all right, so I'm going to jam that down in there and we'll see what happens. Should work because this is dry pine, but if this doesn't work, you know, then you'll see, because there it's flared, and now poof, that's it. It's gone. It's down to the stick now. So if that doesn't start, I think it's going to. I can see some flames, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to leave it be, and it looks like it's going to work. So we're good on that. But that was, I mean, 5 seconds or something of flare up. So you really don't have much. But oh, I am going to warm my fingers up a tad. Jeez. Got colder today. I think it's like 10 degrees or something now. Been kind of warm up in the 30s here for the last little bit, which is why we have like almost no snow again. It's another weird winter where it's, you know, just after Christmas. It's or no, it's New Year's today, the 1st. So if you know, we got like these weird bits of no snow and then snow again. So I don't know. We haven't had a ton of snow this year anyway, so not complaining. I've been mountain biking a lot, so you know, I can kind of do that whether it's dirt or snow or groomed snow trails or whatever. Ice doesn't really matter much. So, oh geez, I must have like some arthritis or something now that I'm old as shit. Oh, it's like some of my knuckles hurting the cold. So I guess that's what, you know, what the old timers always talked about with the, you know, they could always tell the weather or whatever that adage was. That's probably what it is. These couple knuckles like just ache when it's cold, like when my hands get cold. So all right, so I'm gonna let that burn down, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll come back. I probably won't film the feather sticks, or I call them feather sticks. People call them feathers or curls or whatever the hell you want to call them. But I'm going to shave some wood off of this to make it smaller. Another about the same size pile, and then throw that other match in there and see. You know, I think we'll have success on both because this is, you know, this worked. So maybe what I'll do is grab something that's, you know, that's way more subpar and try again, you know, with some worse materials. Try like a separate, probably do that as a separate video, you know, go out in a spot I go on the river or something and get some, you know, some worse stuff where it's not just backyard pallet boards that I've been storing under a table where I know they're dry. So, all right, I'll be back in a sec. All right, so I've got a little bit different pile of stuff here, but it's about the same. Some of this stuff down here is still cold up, but it's not enough to, you know, to help that really. So, so I'm gonna grab this bigger match out. Oh, yeah, that stuff's embering up pretty good over there. It's from one of the previous fires. Okay, so I'll set this over there. Oh, so I can nail on my glove again. Oh, all right. So got this big boy, and I'm just gonna pop that down in there and see what happens. Should work really well. My point being is that the amount of time it took, like that it flared up, was a lot longer. That Yuko match lit really fast. So I'm gonna see if this one does that stuff it was doing the other day, or if I just was doing it wrong. I'm gonna get a good piece of whatever you call it, like a good clean patch, and I'm gonna give it harder, like you know, maybe I wasn't doing it right. Nope, that's what it did before. Do you hear that crack? I mean, I went from there to there. It did that crack, left a little side. I don't love that. So having these do that, I'm not in love with. So I'm gonna try a few more. See, so twice now. Got to get it. I mean, once you run out of yellow, you know, you're pretty screwed. So yeah, it's doing the exact same shit it was doing the other day. I'm gonna try laying it on its flat on its side. Nope. So this is doing the exact same as it did the other day. There it goes. So that's uninspiring for sure. The burn time is substantially better. Like, it's still burning. It's not through the orange. You can't really see. The orange is like right back here. So it's still burning, you know, the orange stuff. So it hasn't gone to, like, hopefully you have a fire mode. Right there, it's hitting the stick. So I like that amount of burn time better. I do not like that sparking over and over shit at the beginning. That is probably me. Like, maybe I'm doing something wrong, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to keep messing with these, but I like them initially. You know, I like how long the burn time is and everything, and how ferocious they are. But they should be. There's a ton more stuff. It's like 3 or 4 times as much stuff as what the Yukos have. So they definitely should be better like that. But whatever they use is that orange stuff, like the yellow, like the sparking bit on the tip. I don't know if I love it, because it doesn't take right off. I might have to push harder. I might have to do something. So I'm going to probably revisit that. I'll try some more. I've got another like 25 of them coming that I ordered yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. So I'm going to probably monkey with that a little bit more and see if I can figure out, you know, the strategy of how to make those light, like first light more. I don't mind light, you know, striking a couple times, but like I said, once you run out of that yellow stuff, man, if that's your last match and you wind up having to, I don't know, make a bow drill or something stupid, and you know, to get an ember to get that stupid thing to light, then it's completely not, you know, it's outlived its usefulness. So I don't know. Anyway, those seem to work really good. I'm going to stop rambling. I haven't done videos in a while, so not that I was concise before, but I'm, you know, probably worse now. I've been mountain biking a ton, and I haven't been really doing any of these outdoor videos and stuff. I've just kind of, you know, haven't had the passion for it lately. So it's like, you know, things come and go, and what you do changes or whatever. But I don't know. I should be out more this winter. I'm assuming snowshoeing. I bought a fat tire bike, so I've been fat biking. I'm going to try and do some, you know, riding to some of the places I used to snowshoe to and that sort of thing. Like ride out and, you know, camp or hang out for the day or do whatever, cook, that kind of thing. We'll see how much of it I video. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching.